Daniel met Rachel at a work event he didn't want to attend. She was standing near the bar, holding a glass of white wine she hadn't touched. He asked if the event was as boring for her as it was for him. She smiled and said probably worse. Daniel, on screen. Is this as boring for you as it is for me? Rachel, on screen. Probably worse. They left together 20 minutes later. It felt easy. That was how it started. Easy. Natural. Like something he didn't have to think about. They moved in together after 8 months. Her flat was bigger. It made sense. He gave up his lease and brought 2 suitcases and a box of books. She cleared a drawer for him, then another, then half the wardrobe. She said she liked having him there. He believed her. Rachel worked in compliance. Long hours, detailed work. She came home tired most nights, poured herself a glass of wine, and sat at the kitchen table with her laptop. Daniel learned not to interrupt. She needed to decompress. He understood that. He started cooking dinner. She said she appreciated it. She said it was nice to come home to something warm. He liked doing it. It gave him something to focus on. After a few months, she started asking if he could pick things up on his way home. Milk, bread, the dry cleaning, small things. He didn't mind. He was passing that way anyway. Then she mentioned it would help if he could handle the groceries each week. She hated the supermarket. It stressed her out. He said sure. He made a list. He learned which brand of yogurt she liked, which apples she preferred, how ripe the avocados should be. He started working from home more. His job allowed it. Rachel said it made sense. Someone should be there when the plumber came, when the delivery arrived, when the landlord needed access. She was always in meetings. He had more flexibility. That was true. He did have more flexibility. He stopped going to the gym. It was easier to work out at home. He cancelled his membership. Rachel said that was smart. Gyms were expensive. He could do the same things with a yoga mat and some dumbbells. He ordered the dumbbells. They sat in the corner of the bedroom for 3 months before he moved them to the hallway cupboard. Rachel's friends came over sometimes. Daniel made dinner. They complimented the food. They asked Rachel how she managed to keep everything so organized. She laughed and said she had help. She squeezed his hand. Everyone smiled. He liked her friends. They were polite. They didn't stay late. One of them, Emma, asked if he missed his old flat. He said no, not really. She nodded. She looked like she wanted to say something else, but Rachel changed the subject. Daniel saw his own friends less. It wasn't deliberate. It just happened. Plans got complicated. Rachel had a work thing, or they'd already committed to something, or he was too tired. They stopped asking as often. He told himself he'd reach out soon. He didn't. Rachel started leaving lists, things she needed done. Small repairs, errands, admin. She was busy, he had time. It made sense to split things that way. He fixed the loose handle on the bathroom cabinet. He called the internet company about the billing error. He researched new insurance policies and sent her a comparison. She said he was good at that kind of thing, better than her. He believed her. They stopped going out as much. Rachel was tired. Work was intense. She needed quiet evenings. Daniel didn't mind. He was tired too. They ordered takeaway and watched television. She scrolled through her phone. He sat beside her and tried to choose something they'd both like. Most nights she fell asleep on the sofa. He turned off the television and covered her with a blanket. He went to bed alone. In the morning, she apologized. She said she'd been exhausted. He said it was fine. It was. Months passed. He stopped noticing them passing. One evening, Rachel asked if he'd thought about getting a different job. Something with better hours. Something that didn't require him to travel occasionally. She said it would make things easier, more stable. He said he'd think about it. 2 weeks later, he saw a posting for a role that fit what she'd described. He applied. He got it. The pay was slightly less, but the hours were better. He told Rachel. She said she was proud of him. She said it was a smart move. He started the new job. It was fine. He worked from home 4 days a week. He kept the flat tidy. He managed the errands. He planned meals. He made sure everything ran smoothly. Rachel seemed happier. She smiled more. She thanked him for keeping things organized. She said she didn't know what she'd do without him. He felt useful. His brother called one weekend. He was in town. He wanted to meet for lunch. Daniel checked with Rachel. She had plans with Emma. He told his brother he'd come. Rachel seemed surprised. She asked if he was sure. She said Emma would be disappointed if he didn't join them. He said he hadn't seen his brother in months. She said, of course, that made sense. She kissed his forehead and told him to have a good time. Daniel met his brother at a pub near the river. He looked older, tired. They ordered food and caught up. His brother asked how he was. Daniel said good. He asked about Rachel. Daniel said she was great. Busy, but great. He asked what Daniel had been up to. Daniel listed the usual things. Work, cooking, keeping the flat running. His brother nodded. He didn't say anything for a while. Then he asked if Daniel was happy. Daniel said yes. His brother looked at him like he didn't believe him. Daniel asked what he meant. His brother shrugged. He said Daniel seemed different, quieter. He said he'd tried to reach him a few times, but Daniel hadn't responded. Daniel apologized. He said things had been busy. His brother said it was fine. He just wanted to check in. They finished lunch. He hugged Daniel before he left. He told him to call. Daniel said he would. He didn't. That night, Daniel lay in bed beside Rachel. She was asleep. He stared at the ceiling and thought about what his brother had said. He tried to remember the last time he'd done something just for himself. Something he wanted. Not something practical. Not something helpful. Just something he enjoyed. He couldn't think of anything. He told himself that was normal. Adult life was responsibilities, compromise, partnership. This was what it looked like, but he kept thinking about it. The next morning, he suggested they go away for the weekend, somewhere nearby, just the two of them. Rachel said she had a lot on, maybe in a few weeks. A few weeks passed. He didn't bring it up again. He started noticing things, small things, the way Rachel assumed he'd handle anything that came up, the way she didn't ask if he minded, the way she planned her time without checking his, the way she talked about the flat as if only her preferences mattered. He told himself he was being unfair. She was busy, she was stressed. He had more time. That was just how they worked. But the noticing didn't stop. One evening, she asked if he'd picked up her prescription. He hadn't. He'd forgotten. She sighed. She said she'd asked him 3 times. He apologized. He said he'd go now. Rachel, on screen. Have you picked up my prescription? Daniel, on screen. I'm sorry. I forgot. I'll go now. She said it was too late. The pharmacy was closed. He'd have to do it tomorrow. She said it was fine, but her voice said it wasn't. He felt like he'd failed. He went to the kitchen and stared at the list on the counter. Her handwriting. 11 things. He'd done 9. He'd missed 2. He sat down at the table. He put his head in his hands. He didn't cry. He just sat there. Rachel came in. She asked if he was okay. He said he was tired. She said he should get some rest. She said she'd clean up. She kissed the top of his head and started loading the dishwasher. Rachel, on screen. Are you okay? Daniel, on screen. I'm tired. Rachel, on screen. Get some rest. I'll clean up. He went to bed. He didn't sleep. The next day, he called his brother. He told him he thought he might be right. His brother asked what he meant. Daniel said he thought he'd changed. His brother asked if that was a bad thing. Daniel said he didn't know. His brother told him to come stay with him for a few days, just to get some space. Daniel said he couldn't. His brother asked why not. Daniel didn't have an answer. That weekend, Rachel went out with Emma. Daniel stayed home. He told her he wasn't feeling great. She said to rest. She said she'd be back late. He sat on the sofa. He looked around the flat. Everything was in its place. Everything was clean. Everything was how Rachel liked it. He realized he didn't know how he liked it. He didn't know what he would choose if it were just him. He tried to remember what his old flat looked like. He couldn't. He tried to remember what he used to do on weekends before Rachel. He couldn't. He felt like he'd disappeared. Not all at once. Slowly. So slowly he hadn't noticed. One small concession at a time. One errand. One cancelled plan. One quiet evening. One list. One decision he didn't make. He wasn't unhappy. He wasn't angry. He wasn't anything. That was the problem.
Rachel came home after midnight. Daniel was still on the sofa. She asked if he'd been sitting there all night. He said yes. She asked if he was okay. He said he didn't know.
She sat down beside him. She asked what was wrong. He didn't know how to explain it. He didn't know if he could.
He said he thought he'd lost something. She asked what. He said myself.
She looked confused. She said that didn't make sense. She said he was right here. She said he was fine. She said maybe he was just tired. She said maybe he should see someone. A therapist. She said work had been offering counseling. She said it might help.
He nodded. He didn't argue. She went to bed. He stayed on the sofa. He sat there until the sun came up. He didn't move. He just sat there and tried to remember who he used to be. He couldn't. He doesn't know if he ever will.